Hey Matthew, this is a demo video for you. Now you said it was your birthday on Saturday, this coming Saturday, so I wanted to hurry up and get this done and in the mail to you in time for your birthday. So this is the Starkiller that you sent me. You said you had this since 2011, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't get to hold, you know, any custom sabers that I could think of that are that old, but you had a crystal chamber in here. When it came, I could see the wiring in the back and didn't have any mesh. So I left the heat sink in there, took your LEDs out that were in here. Left the heat sink in there, put you some brass rods in there. These are 3D printed from Shapeways. And I put some mesh back there to hide the wires. Kept your crystal. Couldn't put any brass rods in here. This is just the way this was made between the heat sink and this little gap right here. I didn't have any rods on hand that would fit. I was able to put the Graflex button in up top for you, like you said you wanted. It's just aesthetic, it doesn't do anything. We got the pins. Like I said on the pins earlier when let's get it out of the light. You can see them protruding right here. So be careful with this. Normally on a Graflex you'll see these pins, they're recessed inside the hilt. You barely feel them when you rub your hand over, so they're pretty protected, but these stick out. All right. Your blade retention is a little set screw right here in the front. You can see your NeoPixel pins in there. A holder that I printed, pins from the custom saber shop. We kept you a one button setup. This entire box was glued in. Couldn't think of a good way to take it off without ripping it out. I did program the CFX to do one button, so we just kept the integrity of your box and the button setup that you had. Okay. A little something about your hilt when you get into your battery compartment and everything to take your battery in and out. What I'd like to do, because of the setup of this hilt, is we'll unscrew the pommel or the end cap first, and I'll show you why in a minute. This pommel did come with a set screw to hold it down right here, but it's so tight I don't even tighten it down. I left it in there for you, of course, in case you want to do it, but I found that you really don't have to. So don't grab it here, because this is a 3D printed part, these rods, you don't want to break them. So grab it up here and just kind of work this off back and forth. And when you get about that far, just kind of be careful. And your speaker's on the very tip. I had to account for the difference in diameter between the end cap and your pommel piece, and the diameter of the end cap is actually just the right size to fit the speaker through without having any of the 3D part coming past the speaker and grabbing it. So it is attached onto the very end of your chassis here. This is your chassis. Again, I didn't glue this on, but it's a very tight fit, so I got it to fit in here. It really snug. It's not going anywhere. You can you can't turn it even if you really ground on it, you could probably do that. But I actually broke the first chassis I printed for this testing it out, because I test fitted it in there. I liked the way it fit. I went to take it out and snapped it. So that's staying in there for you. And there's your board. I know you said you only wanted a couple fonts, but I loaded you up. So happy birthday, buddy. Loaded you up. And a lot of different blade profiles on here too that we'll go over on how to use. Okay, so when putting the battery in, I do this every video, but I just want to stress this: your positive side of your battery is always going to go towards your speaker. There's no positive and negative markings in here. There's actually a little bit of a wire path that I printed down past that channel to run your positive and negative wires, so your battery will never touch those. But positive always goes towards the speaker. So I'm giving you a flat top battery because it just fits in here better. You won't have as much trouble popping it out. So that's your positive end. That's always your negative end. Positive up. Let's throw a battery in here.
Go and pray that I find your master before he finds you.
So once you got your battery in there, first we'll take your middle piece, slide it on. Actually, before I do that, let me show you. This came to me like this. It had a red marking right here where your set screw is. And whoever made this also put a red marking right here. So just line those up. You don't have to, but because they're there, I do it anyway. It does have a little indentation there for the set screw where it's been used a lot. So if you want to keep consistent with that, just go ahead and line those two guys up. So that's what we'll do. We'll just carefully push it on there. I mean, once you push it on there, that thing's not coming off, so I wouldn't even tighten that down. And then the reason that I put this on last is because you see your speaker is sitting right there. It's right there. So rather than have this on and pushing it through where you can't see anything and you might damage the speaker, it's easier just to put this on and then gently put this down over it. Just like that. And it'll go right around that speaker. But I've had this for a long time and I put a lot of work into it too, so better safe than sorry, right? Let's turn the light off. Let's put a blade in it. Looks a little better with a blade. So this is the blade you actually had sent with your saber. I didn't make this. I did go over it though. It's nice and solid. Nothing's wiggling around in there. I just gave it a once over, made sure that everything was right for you. So stand it up, put it in here. You can feel it kind of go up and down on those pogo pins, because they're springy, right? But just make sure that when you put it in, stand it up, push that blade all the way down before you tighten your set screw. So you get good contact with your pins and your blade's not going anywhere. Just like that. And then turns it on like this. It's a good looking blade that you had there. I got a flicker effect on this particular profile, and then tap the button for blaster deflects. If you tap the tip on the ground while you tap the button and then hold it, you'll get a blade lock up.
Spectrum.
You want to change color anytime you're in any of the sound fonts I gave you. You're going to want to hold this button down and twist your wrists at the same time like this.
Spectrum.
Now you can just twist your hilt and you can see your crystal is mimicking any of the blade colors that we choose to go with. So let's go with a red. All the fonts that I gave you have music, have background music. So to get to the music while the blade is off or the hilt is off, just double tap the button. And you can work the hilt when the music's playing. Double tap to turn it off. Forgot to show you the flash on clash. We'll turn it on. It's got flash on clash. And then when you want to get to different sound fonts, hold this button down until you hear this.
Sound bank selection.
Now this will cycle through.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker.
Just keep pressing it to get to all the different ones. You asked me about a Kylo one.
This party's
So we'll try to find that one.
Always Brother, you look like you have a small rebel force. I'm never touching that. General Monday. Formerly dark. I claim that he's been working on the force will be. Legacy. What is that bit I have glimpsed a touch?
That's a Kylo one. When you find one that you like, just hold the button down.
Mute.
You don't want to mute it. And then this is the Kylo music. Let's see if I can get to it. I can't play that one right now. But here's the unstable blade. Then you want to try different blade profiles. If you don't like this one, you'll hold the button down and twist your wrist, but then hang on to the button until you hear this.
Spectrum.
Hang on to it.
Blade profile.
Now let go. And now you can twist the hilt to try different blade profiles. There's a flame blade. Sometimes you can see it easier on my shirt. Different types of unstable blades. You should find something in there that you like. There's a lot of cool ones. But when you find one you like, just tap the button. And there you go. I'll take the blade out real quick and show you. Smooth swing. I'm sitting at my desk and I got a lot of crap around me, so I don't want to swing this thing all around and knock something over. But we'll go over the smooth swing real quick just so that you can see that it works. Anyway, this is your blade. I hope you like what I did to it. I hope I hope I captured what you were after. Happy birthday, early birthday. And I will have this out in the mail to you tomorrow morning. Thank you.